Remember when they were the thing to have a British super sport. Andy Houghton just taking his position. If you're new to Bemsy, you're wondering why that chap is being waved and being held on the grid. He is a disabled rider. He's a paraplegic, so only has use of his arms. He really loves it when it's wet, of course, because that plays nicely into his strengths. But unfortunately today it's dry, and as ever he's got to start at the back. And away we go then. Who's going to make the start? Well, pretty clean stuff all the way, really. Nobody's done anything spectacular at the beginning of the race there. I don't think Bradley has been charged into Paddock Hill Bend for the first of what this will be a 9-lap race. The first 5 races, all 9 laps, then 10.
Toby Finnis initially had the advantage as he went around Paddock Hill Bend, but Logan Stone is the man who leads the way, Keith. I suspect it could well be the first time potentially that he's led the race outright. So Logan Stone is the man out in front on that number 5 red and white Yamaha R6. That is Adam Jameson up the inside of Nick Smith. Toby Finnis now trying to get the cut back on Nick Smith. He's in 4th, looking for 3rd at the moment. Everybody through safely. I can see that Andy Houghton has made up quite a few positions there, in fact, has the 333 of Andy Houghton, but everybody through safely in towards the 2nd sector. But it is Logan Stone ahead of the former champion and the runner-up in the championship from last year, Adam Jameson.
I know Matt Weatherall, one of our co-commentators on occasion, will be listening at home, hearing what's going on. I know he's going to be cheering on Logan. He's got nothing against Adam whatsoever, but he was in helping Logan with his track craft and everything like that. Former mini-twin champion, of course, Matt, and one of our leading coaches. And right now, his man is leading the way as we go up to Druids. Looks like that could be good night over, because Jameson up the inside there, and Stone does crank it over hard. He's going to fight back surely at Graham Hill, but I think Jameson has managed to get the power down very nicely.
Yellow flags at Paddock Hill Bend there, Keith, unfortunately. Yep. We'll try and pick up the number when it does come through, but yellow flags being waved at Paddock Hill Bend, green flags through the dip and onwards, and 5th place across the line, but now 4th place is James Fern, number 102, a 3-time winner in the Thunderbike Ultra Championship at this circuit, and it's his first time riding a 600 in about 10 years or so. Of course, we've only seen him race the thousands. This is the first weekend we've seen him race a 600cc machine, so it's across the line then at the end of lap number 2. Adam Jameson leads from Logan Stone. Yellow flag still waving in Paddock Hill Bend. Nick Smith, James Fern, Toby Finnis up next. That's the top 5. Then it is Rob Saltmer, 5th in class, but 6th overall ahead of Ben Brown. Jordan Kilworth, who's dropped 2 positions from his grid slot. He is in 8th place at the moment.
Looks like we've lost Stuart Thurtle. Unfortunately, he's the one tumbling down the order there little by little, which is a great shame for Stuart. Only the 2nd lap today, so not a great way to start with. You can also see the lack of adhesion flag out there, the old Barcelona flag getting twirled. And hopefully there's nothing, any great contamination to the circuit which is going to cause us any problems. And hopefully Stuart's okay, because like so many riders around here, he ain't the springiest chicken in the Kentucky Fried Box. Out in front though, Adam Jameson is showing us bright. He's a previous champion and a very close runner-up last year in what was a very exciting final race at Donington, which saw the championship go to Joe White.
I'm going to keep an eye on James Fern here, because he was 4th at the start of this lap. He now starts this lap in 2nd position, so James Fern is the man on the charge, it seems, but the fastest lap of the race does go to your race leader of Adam Jameson. He pulls out another 0.2 of a second over his nearest rival. The gap is now 1.1 as they make the way around that right-hand hairpin up at Druids. So it is now Logan Stone, early race leader, who's now 4th position overall, as Adam Jameson is now trying to keep that advantage over James Fern. So it is 2 yellow, white and black Yamaha R6s in the top 2 positions.
I'm going to keep a close eye on the sector times, then they're going to trip the sector beam, and sure enough James Fern has gone quicker by about 10th or so on Adam Jameson there, so we could well have a battle on a hand by the end of this race. Spoke to James on the Friday, first time out on the R6 of course, and what he said to me was it's got an amazing lack of power compared with what he's used to. Some people might think the 600 is a powerful bike, but when you've been spanking the R1 around, it gets a bit slow. Here we go over the line.
1.1.
Yep, gets the gap down to 0.923 with the fastest lap of the race of 51.477, 0.3 of a second or so quicker than the man in front. So he's coming very fast indeed. Jameson, who wants to take home another gold medal to add to his very extensive collection, he's going to have to look to his medal here, because certainly the carrot is dangling in front of James Fern. Logan Stone holds on to 4th place, and then a little bit of a gap back actually before we then got a real freight train of bikes all trying to find their way through the 5th. It's being held on to at the moment by Nick Smith, then Toby Finnis first of the twins. He's got Ben Brown and Travis Rooker right behind him as well. In fact, those 3 twins are all line astern there. That is a real battle for the top of the pile there. Rob Saltman's having a good race. He's in 3rd place aboard the Honda, I think Rob rides. Here we go over the line. What does the gap get down to now? 0.690. It is another couple of tenths advantage. Got a faster second sector time coming in there this time, though, for Travis Rooker, who's now taking the lead in the Twins. That's a good move by the youngster there to bring himself up that quickly, isn't it, Bradley?
Certainly is. Travis Rooker, of course, the runner-up in the ACU Team Green Juniors from last year, behind Hudson Cooper. But this time of this season, at least, he'll be out there in the Super Twins on that Aprilia RS660. But that gap at the front is very slowly but surely shrinking as Travis Rooker, Toby Finnis and Logan Stone go 3 wide on the approach in towards 30s. And it's going to be Logan Stone who just holds on to that advantage. But he does have, I think that's Toby Finnis is in the mix there as well, isn't it? As they make their way round clearways.
Well, Rob Saltman was looking quite lonely in third place there, but they've now caught right up with him as well. So what was a battle for that third place or fourth place is now a battle for third place. Logan Stone desperately trying to find his way past. Here come the Twins either side of Logan Stone. One on the outside, one on the inside. Do they both nail him? Yes, they do. Advantage to Saltman though, but I think he's going to have the Rooker and Finnis duo look for a way past very short order, and there he goes. That, I think, is Travis Rooker, who's just claimed third overall, holds on to the lead in the Twins. Look down at the bottom of Graham Hill. Look at Fern. He's coming fast on Jameson there as well, isn't he, mate?
Yeah, certainly is. The gap was 1.1 when James Fern initially got into second place. It's now down to 0.594, so he's half the gap. And we do have 2.5 laps to go. So when they do cross the line, it will be the start of the penultimate lap. Back markers may come into play here for these leading two.
Just wondering the same thing, my friend. I'm just watching the back markers go through. What are the back markers turning?
They're doing 58, 57s, 58s.
7 seconds gap. Oh, yeah, I think they're going to have something to say this because, as you said, we've got 2 laps left to go. Oh, look at this. Nearly 3 abreast into Paddock Hill Bend. That, again, is a challenge. That's the Saltman on Rooker. I think Finnis is in the mix there as well. Logan Stone just dropping back another place or so. But my main interest now has got to be this battle at the top coming out of Druids. Those two are absolutely on it. Coming on the back markers very quickly. We had a discussion yesterday with Hudson Cooper about where you want to be when you catch a back marker. I have to say, it generally seems you're the first person to catch the back marker. You generally seem to have the advantage.
Sorry, Keith, it looks like Rob Saltman went a little bit wide on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, and it's lost 2 positions, unfortunately. So Travis and Toby, that's Travis Rooker, number 7, and Toby Finnis, number 21. They have found a way through. Rob Saltman, number 64, up the inside of Toby Finnis now as they go through clearways and get the power down onto Clark Curve. But coming around now to start the final lap, the gap was 0.397 between Jameson and Fern, and for the first time in the race, it has gone up to 0.714, but this is a good showing there for both guys on the yellow Yamaha R6s. But Adam Jameson, he's through on one of the tail enders, so that means there is a tail ender in between himself and his nearest rival. Back with that fight for third position, Travis Rooker, Rob Saltman, Toby Finnis and Ben Brown. I think that is looking to get the cutback on Toby Finnis. Not quite close enough. Jordan Kilworth and Logan Stone are in there in the mix as well, and that will be that's 4th position in the Thunderbike Sports Keep.
I'm watching this big group. They're coming up on those back markers, and there's a lot more of them to try and punch their way past on what is going to be the last succession of corners. And who's that? Is that Rooker catching them first? Or yeah, it is Rooker catching them first. He goes down the outside. He's nailed it. He's pretty much confirmed that third overall, and that'll be a win. That'll be his first win in the Super Twins, I think, won't it, mate?
I think it could well be there.
He's going to be a happy Swedish boy when he comes over the line. There we go. A few people punching there. With
but yellow flag
another yellow flag happening there as well.
Yeah, it looks like that's a relatively early one there as well. Ryder is up on his haunches looking around, but on his knees now. But it will be a victory for Adam Jameson. So 2 races and 2 wins over the course of the weekend so far for the number 54 of Adam Jameson. James Fern, it was a 4th position in class yesterday and a 2nd place in this race now. So that's a good start to the season on a new bike for the number 102 of James Fern.
Yeah, no, he'll be well pleased with that to finish 1.4 seconds behind a former champion and of the prestige of Adam Jameson. That'll be very good indeed.